What's good with y'all? What's good with y'all? You know, a nigga feeling good today, you know. Last year I made this same video about what I learned being 16, and now that I'm 17, you know, I'm about to hit y'all with the same video and shit. But again, before we get into it, JacobG_creation on Instagram, you feel me? Taking a little bit of a hiatus, but I'm about to be back in a few days. Also, the chain is from New Energy on Instagram, you feel me? Go hit them up and shit like that, and Copper Cuban and shit. It's fire. But anyway, that being said, the first thing that I learned specifically when I was 16 was all throughout 2022, bro, is to feel your emotions, man. You can't neglect how you feel. It's never gonna work, bro. I wanted to make a video on how to dissipate internal conflict and shit like that. And really, all you gotta do is just allow yourself to feel the emotion, okay? Even if it doesn't resonate with you as something that you've ever wanted or something that you don't want to have, you feel me? You always have to, just don't fight it, man. Because you're literally fighting yourself. Stop fighting yourself, bro, because you're always gonna lose, all right? That makes sense. You can't fight your inner self. You can't fight your internal reality. Again, being said, since the start of this YouTube channel, your internal reality manifests your external reality, all right? Don't fight yourself, bro. If anything, just keep that shit in your mind. I'm not fighting that fucking train. That being said, another thing that I learned throughout being 16 was to observe, not absorb, okay? It's very important to not absorb people's energy, and obviously that's not gonna happen every single fucking time, but it's very important to look at things from a bird's eye perspective, okay? You gotta look at shit with your third eye, bro, because there's no way you're gonna be able to not absorb everyone's energy. But as long as you can take yourself out of the scenario, the situation, and look at it for what it actually is, as opposed to putting yourself in that scenario or having something being taken out on you, then everything would just start to make sense. All right, there's something called projection, right? Projection is when someone projects their feelings and their emotions and their vibrations on you to affect yours. That's the energy vampire, pretty much. All right, have you ever seen a nigga or somebody who you was mad cool with just switch up on you like that because they're mad in the moment? Yeah, they're sucking your energy, bro. They're sucking your energy. Your mom ever just start tweaking for no reason and she just start putting everything on you? They're projecting their energy and their feelings onto you, okay? Just like if you had a good idea, right? If someone in a fucked up mood is looking at that idea, they're gonna project their fucked up energy onto that idea, therefore making the idea look bad. But me personally, right, if I was in a good mood like I am right now, or a higher state of vibration or whatever, then I'm gonna tell you that idea is good, and I'm gonna tell you how to advance that idea to innovate it, because that's what I am mentally. You feel me? Another thing that I learned, I made a video about this. Anyway, right? Another thing that I learned being 16, I made a video about this. I'm not gonna go too into detail, but spirituality doesn't exist unless you make it exist. Okay, also about how to escape the matrix. I made a whole entire video about this when I was going through that whole entire like realization / awareness or whatever. But you can't, spirituality doesn't exist, bro. It's all a concept. That shit is just a concept that keeps the brain running, okay? Just like religion. Religion is allegorical. Spirituality is allegorical, okay? You are the spirituality in and of itself. You can't escape the matrix. There is no such thing as the matrix. The matrix has never fucking existed. Okay, the matrix only exists as long as you let it exist. It can't exist if there's that, like, for example, right? Does a Buddhist monk think God is real? No, because it doesn't even know the concept of what God is. Okay, just like a person doesn't exist in your reality unless you're thinking about them or they're literally right in front of you. And even then, you have to put yourself in the mental space for them to even exist. Without them, you don't even know about their existence because they just don't exist in that reality. It's the same thing with spirituality. You've been on your spiritual journey the whole time. Life in and of itself is the spiritual journey, okay? You didn't awaken to anything, you just became aware of what you were the whole time, okay? And even then, most people, quote unquote, don't become aware in this life. Religion is a part of the spiritual journey. Everything is a part of the spiritual journey. Everything is the spiritual journey. Everything is spirituality, but yet nothing is spirituality. Okay, if that makes sense, right? We live in an oxymoronic universe. I already made a video about this. You can go check it out and shit like that. But next thing I learned, this is super duper fucking important. This is super important. don't do anything now that you know you're gonna have to heal from later, okay? And this is gonna tie into my next point. Matter of fact, I'll read it right now. Do the right thing now and thank yourself later, bro. Oh my fucking God. This is crazy. This is like the most important thing of the whole entire video. Do what's right now so you don't have to think, so you could thank yourself later, okay? You're supposed to thrive in discomfort, okay? If I was given the choice to make life just a whole bunch easier, if I could just snap my fingers and make everything just go away, honestly, I don't know if I would snap my fingers, because by the end of when I'm going through whatever process I'm going through, it's gonna be worth it in the end. It's gonna feel earned. It's gonna feel deserved, okay? Whether that be anything mental, anything physical, or anything quote unquote spiritual, whatever you want to call it. Whatever I'm doing now, whatever's hard now, I'm gonna end up thanking myself later, okay? Don't do some fucked up shit now that you know is going to either A impact you negatively, or B, you're gonna have to heal from at a later date. All right. Back in 2020, I was doing things that I know that I shouldn't have been doing for my own health and things like that. And later on, at the end of 2020, and just whenever I had that realization that, you know, I need to stop doing what I'm doing, this is where I had to heal from the whole entire process. And healing is never easy, by the way. Whoever told you that healing was easy lied to you, because it's not easy at all. Healing is never going to be easy. No matter what anybody else fucking tells you, it's never going to be easy. But again, do the right thing now so you could thank yourself later. All right, you are going to love. That's an act of self-love. That's another thing I learned this year. Discipline is an act of self-love. Okay, when you do the right things, that's gonna manifest into something greater. Later on, I'm telling you, that shit is gonna impact you in such a positive way. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Next point. You are always progressing despite it not feeling as such, okay? A lot of the time, again, I've talked about this in previous videos, but the reason why we don't feel like we're progressing is because we're in the midst of the progression itself, okay? Progression is also healing, okay? When you are progressing, when you are moving forward, innately, you are healing. You are progressing. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like you're stuck in this little trap or whatever, in this little thing of quicksand. But nah, you're always going forward, bro. Don't let nobody tell you that you're not progressing or that you're not healing. Again, a lot of the time back in 2021, and when I was with some of my first videos this year, a lot of the time I would say that if you're not working on yourself, then you're not going anywhere and things like that. But that's not the case. That was me being my fault. The phone fell, another train came by, it's whatever. But again, as I was saying, you are always progressing despite it not feeling as such. Again, like I said in some of my previous videos, I would talk about how if you're not progressing or if you're not working on yourself, then you're behind, you know, and that's just simply not the case. It can't be the case. There's no way. We as people, we grow and evolve every single day. Okay, whether you know this shit or not, whether it just be a little download, a little thought you had, or something life-changing that happened to you that day, they're always moving forward. Life is never stagnant. It's like time. It's never linear. It's always going up and down, up and down, up and down. All right. There's gonna be good times and there's gonna be bad times. There's gonna be times where you're in your Buddhist state, you're in your Zen meditation state, and there's gonna be times where you are filled with war and chaos. And that's just the law of rhythm. What goes up must come down. All right. So again, life is not about stability. Life is just about balance. All right. It's about ease. It's about what's good for you and what's not good for you. Life is just one big system of checks and balances, and everything just finds what to work out in the end. All right. Everything in this life happens for you, not to you. All right. That being said, next point. Your best is enough. Okay. That's a huge thing I learned this year as well. That your best is most definitely enough. Okay, as long as you are trying your best, that's all that anybody could really ask for. Now, your standards of what the best is may not be the same as anyone else's, but as long as you feel fulfilled in your heart and your brain and your whole entire essence, your whole entire charisma, your everything, you gonna be good, my nigga. As long as you're feeling good, physically, mentally, emotionally, everything, you're good. All right, your best is enough, no matter what anybody else says. Okay, if they want a good job being done, they can do that shit themselves. All right, think of it like cleaning. Your mom ever just be like, oh yeah, you want something good done, you gotta do it yourself? Yeah, if they wanted it done themselves, then they would have done that shit themselves. All right, don't let niggas tell you that what you doing ain't good enough. All right, that's very important. Don't let niggas downplay the type of energy and the type of just the whole type of everything that you're putting into something that you were truly passionate about. Because now there's always ways you can improve shit, right? I wholeheartedly agree that there's no such thing as perfection in this life. Okay, nothing. There's no such thing as perfection. But again, what you do for yourself is really all that matters. Earlier in the year, I talked about how despite me getting up in terms of my weight loss shit, because again, before I made this channel, I used to be like 200 pounds, over 200 pounds back in 2020. 2 years later, it's almost 2 years later, and I look like a beast in comparison to where I was back in 2020, where I first fucking started. And despite me making these changes for myself, obviously, I still had people in school and all that extra shit still hating on me. Niggas still hating. Like, niggas suck my dick. That's how I feel personally. But again, as long as I feel satisfied with myself. I feel like I did a good job. That's all that really fucking matters. That's because to me personally, that's all that really matters in my life. It's just me. Everybody else comes second, and that's how it should be for everybody. All right. All right. Last point. My last point of the video, off the top of my head and shit, is as long as you're happy and okay, that's the best gift you can ever give yourself, right? I had someone tell me this yesterday, okay? I was explaining some stuff to a coworker and things like that, and she was like, and I know this person personally, and she was telling me just you being at a state of ease and you being okay with what you're doing and being good, that's the best gift you could ever give yourself, bro. Because if you're not good, nothing is good. You're the creator of your own, you're the creator and co-creator of your whole entire reality. If you're not good in here, you're not gonna be good out there. There's just no way. As long as you're good in here and content with yourself, you bring balance, peace, and prosperity, abundance, and just blissfulness to yourself. Really, that's the only thing that anybody could ever ask for, bro. Because that's all that really matters. No, because the state of being at a state of ease is the only thing that really matters, okay? And again, life is not about stability. It's about balance. It's about you are a being filled with light and love, but you are also a being filled with hatred, darkness, disparity, and chaos, war, okay? It's all about balance, bro. You always just gotta see what works and what doesn't. And as long as you're good, as long as you're content with what you're doing within yourself, everything is just gonna crumble. Everything is just gonna crumble and everything is gonna fall into place. All right, that's just how the cookie crumbles. And again, with that being said, that's the video. You know, I really appreciate y'all. It's been a year ever since, you know, over a year at this point, but it's been a year since the last video, so I have to come on here again. I talked about how my lovely goddess of a friend, I'm not gonna name drop her or whatever, she gave me the idea to do it last year, and again we were talking about it again this year. So I'm like, I bet, let's get it cracking. But that being said, you know, JacobG_creations on Instagram, you know, going crazy, you know, lock jewelry right here. And that's OD. Last year I had an afro, bro, and a year later I got me some goddamn locks. But anyway, that being said, love y'all, appreciate y'all. Keep doing y'all thing, man. Appreciate y'all.